Good morning and welcome to the Chancellor Sunrise Breakfast. I would like for you to join me in prayer for the invocation. Dear God, we are thankful for this day and allowing us the opportunity to gather for breakfast. Thank you for our college and the faithful faculty and staff who serve. We're blessed to have so many students here today and are excited to recognize their hard work and achievements. It's also a blessing to have so many college friends and families join us for a special event. We ask your blessings with this meal that you prepared for us this morning. We ask for your blessings on the students, friends, and families here today. And we ask that you keep us all in good health in days to come. Amen. Now I would like to welcome our Chancellor of North Shore Technical Community College, Dr. William Wainwright.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. We can see clearly now the rain is gone. And I was, thinking back last evening as we were putting the final touches. As I stand here today, I'm just deeply moved by the amount of individuals who truly care about the future of our region, our state, as we look at these incredible investments we're making in transformational education opportunities. So I am deeply honored to serve our state and our college as Chancellor of North Shore. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you all our Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Kim Hunter-Reid, the only female in the country currently serving as a state higher education lead who has led higher education in more than one state with her prior experience in Colorado. She was recently appointed chair of the Louisiana Cyber Security Commission, which is charged with advancing the state's cyber ecosystem and recognized nationally as a 2020 exceptional leader by the State Higher Education Executive Officers Association, also known as SHEO. 2 years in a row, she successfully led efforts to secure the largest strategic investment in state funding for Louisiana's higher education history, and for that, we are truly thankful here on the North Shore. Working with the Louisiana Board of Regents, Dr. Reid leads the state's talent development efforts focused on increasing educational attainment, erasing equity gaps, and increasing prosperity. To reach the state's goal of doubling the annual number of credentials awarded by 2030, she focuses on transformational policies and deep collaborative engagement in line with Regents' talent imperative. In support of that vision, Louisiana's institutions are focused on strengthening the state's education to employment pipeline. That's why we're here today. Accelerating student success, reskilling and training those seeking new career opportunities, finding solutions through research and discovery, and contributing significantly to the state's post-pandemic economic recovery. That's why we're here today. Dr. Reid is a nationally recognized student advocate with extensive higher education and government experience. In addition to leading the Colorado Department of Higher Education, she served in President Barack Obama's administration as Deputy Undersecretary at the U.S. Department of Education and led the White House Initiative on Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Collectively, Dr. Reid has served in various senior leadership roles with 4 governors. I first met her during her service to former Governor Kathleen Blanco. A Lake Charles native, Dr. Reid chaired Governor John Bell Edwards' Higher Education Transition Team in 2015 and served as the state's policy director. She also served as Chief of Staff and Deputy Commissioner for Public Affairs for the Louisiana Board of Regents, as well as an adjunct faculty member and executive vice president for the University of Louisiana System. Dr. Reid received her doctorate in public policy from Southern University, a master's degree in public administration, and a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism from Louisiana State University. She is a wife, a proud mom of a soon-to-be Millsaps College graduate, an exceptional volleyball player as well, and Louisiana's chief advocate for talent development. If you are not following her on social media, you should be. I strongly encourage it. Please join me for a warm North Shore welcome for Louisiana's Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Kim Hunter-Reid.
Good morning. Sunrise breakfast, good morning. Thank you so much, Chancellor Wainwright, for the introduction and the invitation to be here this morning. What a fantastic crowd for the 7th Annual North Shore Technical Community College Chancellor's Breakfast. I am delighted to be here, on fire about talent development, and really grateful for all of the education advocates in this room today, because it takes all of us to support our amazing students, and that's what today is all about. So let me first congratulate the students who will be receiving scholarships. We are so very proud of you, and we look forward to what lies ahead. I have Kelly at my table, so I visited with her a bit, and her daughter. It's important because we know that when parents do well, children do well. And when parents have a credential, children are more likely to get a credential as well. And in a knowledge economy, credentials are power. And they help people, families to be stronger, communities to be stronger, and our state to be stronger. So I really am excited today to meet the scholarship recipients and join you in cheering them on. I also want to thank you, because I know these scholarships happen because of private donors and business and industry that is in this room that is making that commitment to support our students. And so we thank you for your investment in our students, your investment in this community, your investment in this state. We know it will pay amazing dividends, and we are grateful. We also know that the education to employment pipeline is more important than ever before. And we know that when business comes together with community and elected officials and educators as advocates for opportunity, great things happen, and today is proof of that. As Commissioner of Higher Education, as the Chancellor mentioned, we are very focused on a big goal of doubling the number of credentials in our state, not because we are fascinated with numbers, but because we are passionate about our people. And we know that education and training is the way forward. So we have to do all that we can to make sure that opportunity exists for everyone in the state of Louisiana. Our big goal is not a higher education goal. It is a state goal, because we believe that talent development is everyone's business. And I know from this big crowd today, you too believe that as well. And so we are working shoulder to shoulder with everyone, trying to make sure that we are advocates for education, advocates for affordability, for equity, for opportunity across our state. When we set our goal, it was more than a decade away. No pandemic in sight, not multiple hurricanes or snowstorms. It seemed like we would get there quickly and easily with a lot of lift from our institutions. Now our goal is just 8 short years away, and we've had some major disruptions in our state that have impacted lives and the ability for students to move forward. And so we are especially grateful that you are helping students to navigate this opportunity through your financial support. You know, community colleges are excellent at this work, and let me also say that I'm so happy to see other education leaders that are here this morning, because it's all about supporting each other. But our community colleges are excellent at this work. They're purposeful in making sure businesses have the trained talent that they need. They're engaged to make sure that families and students have the opportunities they deserve to participate in this knowledge economy. And our institutions like Ntcc are proudly serving students and our state. Community colleges are of and for the community, and they are community proud as well. So as our state and our nation, and frankly our world, moves optimistically to what we hope will be a very strong and continuous recovery, we know that we have to do things differently to get better results. We have to move people from poverty to prosperity. And that is the big mission, the big goal that we are all working on. Our success hinges on our belief that it is our responsibility to make sure that every person from cradle to career has access to unlimited potential through education and training. That's the way forward. Plain and simple, we know the credential of today is the currency of today and tomorrow. It is no longer a luxury. It is today a necessity. And so the question for all of us is, if education and training is a necessity, a prerequisite to participate strongly in the knowledge economy, How do we make sure that more people have access than ever before? We know there are three things that we must do in Louisiana. We have to ensure we have more access and success. More students availing themselves of college or community colleges or universities than ever before, whether they're high school students starting college in high school, traditional or non-traditional students, as we say, young or young at heart, beginning college or navigating a community college or a four-year institution. We need more access and more success. Students who are earning the credential, because the power is not in going to college. The power is in earning the credential, whether it's an associate degree, a certificate, a certification, or a four-year degree, or even a graduate degree as well. So we need more access and success. Second, we have to make sure we erase equity gaps in Louisiana. We have estimated to have one of the lowest African American educational attainment rates in the nation. We have to change that. We have to make sure that opportunity exists for everyone, that everyone has an ability to contribute to this economy. And so we have to erase equity gaps. And then third, which is the sweet spot for our community colleges, we have to focus on adults. We have to be intentional in making sure that the over 1 million working adults in Louisiana who have a high school diploma or less as their highest credential have the ability to upskill and reskill to get much more. And so we're grateful that the community colleges and other institutions are laser focused on serving those adult students, because we have to make sure, again, that opportunity exists. We have a broad tent approach. When I was starting off working in education, we thought about a P20 pipeline. High school students to college, that was our bread and butter. Today we think about a broad tent in Louisiana. We are educating and proud to educate rural, urban, suburban students, veterans, parents, foster youth, formerly incarcerated individuals, adults with some college and no degree. All of them represent talent to be developed in Louisiana. And our colleges and universities are playing a significant role in meeting students where they are and putting them on a path to success. And that is very important. So where are we now? We have had disruptions. You know we've had 2 very tough years, but we are moving forward as evidenced by this large room of individuals who are here today. We started with educational attainment rates at 44%. Our goal is 60%. We're at 48.1. We said we wanted to double the number of credentials. Last year we were 500 students less than we were the previous year, so we know we're off track and we have to move forward. The national statistics are estimating that over 1 million college students are not in college right now. Community colleges across the country have seen double-digit declines in enrollment. Why? Not because students don't value the power of education, but because life happens. Hurricanes and pandemics happen. People lose jobs, they get displaced, or they want to try their hand in a hot job market, and so they're doing that as well. And so we have to hang in there and lean into education and talk to students about the power of finishing what they start or coming to us and making sure they have that credential as well. And we need business and industry at the table with us, partnering shoulder to shoulder as well. When I went to college, we thought about college as a gateway to employment. Now we see business and industry that are saying to individuals, come work with us and we'll send you to college. We'll upskill and reskill you. We will support you. So as business and industry in this room, thank you for focusing on and investing in talent development. Thank you for thinking about what are the skills and the needs of the individuals who choose to work with you. And thank you for continuing to advocate for education. We know that is very important. We are in a legislative session, and we're excited that there is a cradle-to-career executive budget that has been put forward. Investments in early childhood, we're in support of that. Investments in K-12, we're certainly in support of that. Investments in higher education, we are grateful for that. Because this pipeline of talent development does not start at the college level. We have to make sure more people have access to the foundational skills that will allow them to be successful. And so we have a couple of big bets I want to share with you. as we move this work forward. First, a shout out to Chancellor Wainwright and his team. When it comes to dual enrollment, this community college is doing more dual enrollment than any community college in the state, almost double the number of community college dual enrollment students who are starting college in high school. Why is it important? Because the high school diploma is not the floor, not the ceiling. It will not get you into the rung of the first job or the second job that you are pursuing. So we need to make sure that we are giving students this opportunity to start college early. Whether it's pursuing an academic program, whether it's pursuing a technical program, every student should have access to dual enrollment in their high school experience. It is for everyone. It is not just for high flyers. So we ask you to spread the word about the power and the importance of starting college in high school. Second, a second big bet for us is focusing very intentionally on the workforce demands of today. 4 areas we talk about every day in our office: nurses, teachers, STEM, and cyber. Obviously, many of those places had shortages pre-pandemic, and then the pandemic has exacerbated that. So we need more healthcare heroes, and these institutions are committed to making sure that we have more individuals who are able to support the health and well-being of our communities. And I'm sure there are healthcare individuals in this room who are clamoring for more talent. And shout out to all of our colleges and universities, because when the pandemic hit, the governor said to us, graduate your healthcare heroes on time or early, and thousands of students, respiratory therapists, nurses, doctors, thousands of students went to the front lines to help, because the community colleges and their faculty found a way to help them to finish successfully, even through a pandemic. We didn't stop, we educated straight through it, and so shout out to them for that amazing work. STEM and cyber. So obviously every job has become a technology job, and we know there are thousands and thousands of jobs in this area that go unfilled. 100% employment for individuals who are cyber warriors, and as was mentioned, I'm now the chair of the Cyber Commission. So I worry about the cyber security of our state and our nation, but I also worry about how do we fill this pipeline to make sure we have more talent that is at the table. How do we make sure more girls and more minority students know about cyber and STEM as well? And so we're focused in working on that each and every day. And then what can we say about great teachers? The profession that makes all others possible. We are focused on trying to make sure we're looking at policy and practice to make sure we are addressing the needs of our teachers in Louisiana. Shortages, of course, in science, in math, in special education. And so you see the connection. We can't expect to have an amazing STEM workforce if we're short of STEM teachers in our high schools and middle schools as well. And so we have to be laser focused, intentional about addressing the workforce needs of Louisiana in many disciplines, but those particularly. Finally, let me say this. We are experiencing once in a lifetime, once in a generation investments with the federal bipartisan infrastructure bill. A focus on building better and stronger bridges, sewer, water system, highways. This is an opportunity when it comes to talent development. And so we are encouraging that as we invest billions of dollars in the infrastructure of our state and our nation, that we invest also billions of dollars in the people who will do the infrastructure, who will bring the technology, the broadband technology, to the business or to the home. This is an opportunity for us to make sure that we are marrying up the workforce needs of our state with this once-in-a-generation investment in infrastructure. And so we're excited about this opportunity, and we thank our community colleges for focusing on that. We are testing this out. The governor has put $10 million in his executive budget around broadband workforce for the community colleges to make sure that we have a workforce plan connected to the connectivity of our state as we move our broadband connectivity work forward. So continue to stay tuned on that, and please continue to advocate for that as well. Finally, I will say this. We are not a solo act. We know that we have to make sure that everyone is focused on talent development, that we are all in, leaning forward when it comes to educational opportunities. For many of us in this room, we are multiple generations of college graduates. We know the value of education, and we've had it in our families. It has been an expectation, as it was in my household. Not if you'd go to college, but what college you would attend. Not if you would serve, but what kind of amazing service can you do? We want that for every household. The opportunity to advance to education, the opportunity to know that it is within your reach, because education is transformational. It's foundational for our democracy. It helps families, it strengthens communities, it improves our state. Louisiana prospers when we all prosper. And so that is why we are focused on education, focused on talent development, trying to ensure more advocates are here leaning in with us to talk about the importance of this work. So I encourage you to continue your advocacy for these students, for these institutions that are in service to our state. Continue to talk to the elected officials about the importance of this investment. Continue to invest yourself. Continue to talk about the power of education. And know that we are grateful. We are grateful for all that you do. We are grateful today that you are supporting students with scholarship. And I am so delighted to join you. Thank you very much.
I know what you were all thinking. Who's going to follow Dr. Reed? Yeah. Dr. Reed, thank you so much again, truly, just not only for what you've brought through your experience to the state of Louisiana, but, you know, being one of our own and really having such a genuine care and passion for the work you do. We see it through your team. We see it through the work at the legislature, and so we thank you for that. How about another hand for Dr. Reed? So today is an historic day, okay? And I'm gonna do some crowd participation. So raise your hand if you were with us 7 years ago when we had a big idea to set 10 tables at the Madisonville Maritime Museum and award a scholarship to a student where they get to actually meet their donor. Raise your hand if you were there. Yeah, good to see you all. Here we are, seven years later, 37 scholarships to be awarded, 50 tables, and just an overwhelming response. And as much as we would not be here today without the support of our partners of North Shore Technical Community College, whether our business and industry partners or our private donors, we certainly would not be here without our scholarship recipients. I'd like at this time to ask all scholarship recipients, please stand so we can welcome you and appreciate you this morning. You found us at North Shore Technical Community College, and for some of you, you may be your first generation graduate in your family. For others, you've had family come before you and you know the value of what's being provided to you, but you are certainly our future. I want our graduates to know that not only are you cherished, but you're cared for. I see it through the voices of our faculty as they share the stories. I encourage everyone here today. I know it's difficult to eat, network, and read the program all at the same time, but you're going to hear some compelling stories that's going to make you feel really good when you leave here today about the future of our workforce. What I'm most proud about when I look at the work of our college faculty and staff is many of them are from industry. And they come and they step through the doors of our college every day because they want to reinstill the dignity of work, the critical importance of the dignity of work. We've done this before. Remember the race to the moon. Remember the importance of technical education during that time. Here we are emerging from a pandemic, and look at the importance of the technical education, the work we did in the healthcare sector during that time, the work we're doing as we're embarking on significant infrastructure investments and opportunities. As you read that program, you're going to see graduates in construction, electrical, HVAC, welding that are going to play a critical role in that work. I do want to thank a very special person who came to our college. She started work for us 2 days before the start of the pandemic as our foundation director, Mary Slazer. Mary, where are you? Many of you know Mary through her former work at the Youth Services Bureau, but she made a transition to come work with North Shore after several years there, and what she has brought to us through understanding, communicating return of investment, and ensuring the essential work of stewardship to make us successful is why we're sitting in a room with just over 300 people here this morning. So thank you, Mary, for your leadership. I also want to commend our private donors and our industry partners here today. Many of you we've engaged with directly. You've hired our graduates. You've seen the value. And what I love most about many of these relationships is you've come back to us and said, this is working, this is not. We welcome that. That is what makes us stronger. That's what makes us more responsive. But most importantly, that's what makes us ensure that every graduate is successful. That's our mission. Not setting up people to fail, setting them up to be successful and thrive in our economy. As Dr. Reed mentioned during the pandemic, I've never been more humbled and proud of the relationships that we had as a college with our healthcare providers here on the North Shore. And when we talk about graduating students on time or early at the height of the initial pandemic, that can only be done through clinical access. And as I talk to my colleagues around the state of Louisiana, many of them were struggling because healthcare providers were unable to provide that clinical access. In the greater North Shore region, your healthcare providers gave our students the opportunity to be the last to leave and the first to return as we went through the multiple surges. That is why we were able to graduate hundreds of health sciences practitioners ahead of time and on time to serve the greater North Shore region. With all of our healthcare systems joining us here today, please stand so we can appreciate you. Ochsner Slidell Memorial, Lakeview, St. Tammany Health System, North Oaks, Our Lady of the Angels, so many partners. And look, in this ceremony, if I forget someone, please charge my mind and not my heart. I get really passionate about that. I'm here to tell you that when you look at recovery from this pandemic, and as our commissioner talked about the important role of our community and technical colleges and our universities as we emerge from the pandemic, I can tell you that, again, a lot of the impact ties to the local impact. Leading outward in times of crisis instead of leading inward. I have been taught to lead outward in times of crisis by a dear colleague who leads our North Shore Community Foundation, Susan Bonnet. She has been with our college since the beginning and helping us establish our North Shore College Enhancement Foundation. But what the North Shore Community Foundation has done in light of not only the impact of the pandemic, but the impact of Hurricane Ida to support North Shore Technical Community College students is beyond measure. Because let me be clear, we had a transportation issue before Hurricane Ida for many of our students. We had childcare issues before Hurricane Ida. We had food insecurity issues before Hurricane Ida. And North Shore Community Foundation had their finger on the pulse ahead of the time. To all the board members of the North Shore Community Foundation, to Susan and her team, thank you for the support you've given our students, because many of them are here today because of you. Thank you. As I wrap up to get to the real reason why we're here today, to award scholarships, I do want to tell you that we experienced as a college a 28% enrollment increase in the fall, primarily in our dual enrollment and technical programs of study. This past spring, we had an additional 6% increase in enrollment as a college. It's not hard to be a leader in dual enrollment when you work with a progressive school system like St. Tammany Parish Schools. I do want to give a shout out to our partners, because we talked about the power of credentials in secondary education. I can tell you that EMT that I hope you never have to run into, but the EMT that you do see, that EMT did not necessarily walk across the stage at a North Shore Technical Community College commencement. They earned that EMT credential when they walked across the stage at Lakeshore High, Fontainebleau High, Covington High, Slidell High. That is a testament to our partnership. That is what it looks like, especially when you look at a lot of our construction training that we do and a lot of the certification we're providing students to engage immediately in the workforce upon completion. And so Dr. Roberts, our provost, and I have been invited to speak at the American Association of Community Colleges in New York City in late April. We are going to tell the story of North Shore. It's not about the college, it's a story about everyone in this room and how we've recovered. And our title of our presentation is not your typical pandemic recovery story. We're very proud to represent our region, our community in New York City in late April. I do want to share with you all that the mobile labs you're seeing, the mechatronics lab we have in the parking lot, those are not only access points, but those are equalizers. When we have school districts that we serve that do not have the same equitable resources and financial structures, those mobile labs are equalizers. Regardless of your zip code, you will be introduced to robotics, advanced manufacturing. And so I'm very grateful. First quarter alone this year, we touched over 2,500 K through 12 students, and that's just in our first 3 months. So the hunger, the insatiable appetite for education has never been more prevalent. We're really proud of that. This past spring, we signed our transfer agreement. A student who wants to earn a degree at the University of New Orleans in urban construction management can start in Lacombe and transfer to the University of New Orleans. A student who wants to earn their degree in supply chain management from Southeastern can start in Lacombe and transfer to Southeastern. But guess what? They can also start in Bogalusa at our Sullivan campus, in Hammond, in Greensburg, in Walker. We have so many opportunities for our students to start with us and go anywhere. The sky is certainly the limit. So what you all have told us through the pandemic is maximize industry support, maximize that engagement. We hear you and we look forward to continuing that effort. You told us that you want our graduates to have intercultural fluency, have an understanding of what is unconscious bias. I thank our health systems for teaching us that and helping us advance the pipeline before they graduate with that understanding before they come to our healthcare systems. You've asked us for more advisory engagement. We thank you for that, and we look forward to that. But also, we have seen unprecedented giving. Since March of 2020 to now, we have had a 42% increase in scholarship and endowments. So you're also telling us that you're ready to invest in the future and you believe in that return on investment. I want to acknowledge our 6 new endowments that you'll hear today. Weeks Marine Endowed Scholarship for first-generation students, the Jimmy Ryan IV Memorial Endowed Scholarship in Electrician, the Caleb Page Memorial Scholarship, the Caleb Page Memorial Endowed Professorship in Mathematics, the Clico Endowed Scholarship in Electric Line Technology, and the Joan King Smith Endowed Scholarship. As you all know, we're well known for our internal giving as a college. It's important that our college demonstrates our belief in the mission. Every March, we lead our internal giving campaign, and every April, I share with you the results. For 5 years running, we have hit 100%. But I'm here to tell you this year, we didn't hit 100% in internal giving. And when we encourage internal giving, it's not about the amount. It's about the culture of giving and the belief in our mission. We never focus on the amount. So even though we only hit 96% internal giving as a college this year, we exceeded the giving target higher than we ever have, just over $12,000. So please know that when you meet a faculty staff member of North Shore Technical Community College, you're meeting a believer. You're meeting someone who truly loves and is passionate about the work they're doing. How about a hand for the North Shore Technical Community College faculty and staff for their work? We have achieved top workplace 5 years running, and we're always looking for great talent to join our North Shore Technical Community College family. So please, we take that recognition seriously, and if you're looking for an opportunity, we would love you to find a home with us. And then, as Dr. Reed talked about, the DE&I work taking shape across this nation, particularly in higher education, is profound. Because what does DE&I mean? It means different things to many people, but at North Shore, it means that we've changed the name of our Office of Disability Services to the Office of Accessibility Services so that we can remove the stigma associated with disabilities, because we have so much talent out there in our workforce and individuals who were avoiding being stigmatized. And so we are very grateful for that work. I have an extraordinary DE&I committee. You know, DE&I work for us, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's the work we're doing at Rayburn Correctional, where we're training offenders in construction, welding, and automotive. And when they're released to Washington, St. Tammany, and Orleans, they're coming back with a valuable skill where they can support a family and never return. That's part of our DE&I work. We're following the trend across the nation of white males who are not succeeding in rural communities in higher education. That is part of our DE&I work. We're following, as Dr. Reed mentioned, the impact on black males, especially in our urban areas, and their success rates. We're acknowledging the fact that we have more single mothers participating in higher education in recorded history. What are we doing for our single mothers? And so that is critically important to the work we do through diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we welcome you to today's celebration, honoring those who give and those who've achieved. I'm deeply humbled to lead one of the most progressive and innovative community colleges in our state, and I would argue our nation. Our college family's passion and dedication for the work they do to inspire learners is what inspires me. Our faculty and staff teach me and teach our leadership across the college how to be stronger leaders, to make sure we're giving our community what they need. And during our program this morning, you're going to witness the power of education. If you don't have Kleenex, ask someone next to you if you could get some on the front end. I encourage that rather than getting it on the back end, but there'll be some tears shed today and tears of joy, tears of future promise. So I want to thank you all, because the investments in talent development that you have made is for our industry partners leads directly to talent acquisition. That is our mission. Thank you. Enjoy the program.
Good morning. I have the pleasure of kicking off the feel-good moment of the North Shore as we begin celebrating the 37 recipients of scholarships today. The first scholarship that I'm going to award is in the memory of my father-in-law, Mr. Alphonse Abity, whose nickname happened to be Gator, which is quite significant for the North Shore Gators. When he passed away in September of 2015, I said to my mother-in-law as we were planning the arrangements, just a rather simple statement. I said, "What do you think about us doing a scholarship fund in lieu of flowers?" She's like, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea." So she allowed me to put that in the obituary, and what seemed like an innocuous statement resulted in over $12,000 in donations from friends and family who wanted to keep his memory alive. Thanks to the matching funds from the Louisiana Board of Regents, we were able to create the very first endowed scholarship here at North Shore Technical Community College. This year's recipient of the Alphonse Gator Abity Memorial Scholarship is a young lady by the name of Chloe Hammond, who attends our Hammond campus, which makes it easy for me to remember. She is in the the practical nursing program, and she aspires to be a CRNA, a certified registered nurse anesthetist, in the next 10 years. Chloe works full-time while attending school, much like most of our students at North Shore. And when she finishes here at Ntcc, she plans to go on to achieve her bachelor's degree. And in her spare time, she enjoys playing softball and coaching her siblings when she has the time. So at this time, I would ask Chloe to come forward on my right-hand side here and receive the very first scholarship for this year, but the 6th recipient of the Alphonse Gator Abity Endowed Scholarship. Now I have the pleasure to award the second scholarship, which is in memory of my father, Stuart Reed Carlson. My dad passed away in September of 2017 as a result of a lengthy battle with cancer. It was a very sad ending to a wonderful life. Upon his death, I worked with our family and some friends to establish the Stuart R. Carlson Memorial Scholarship. We too went to the Louisiana Board of Regents seeking matching funds, and we created the Stuart Carlson Endowed Memorial Scholarship, so we can keep his memory and spirit alive in perpetuity. I realize that being a guy not from Louisiana, I married someone from New Orleans, and as most guys that are not from Louisiana, if you marry somebody from New Orleans, you never leave Louisiana. But with that, besides my sister who's joining me today, no one has met my father before, but I promise you, each and every one of you would have really enjoyed getting to know him. He was a great guy. He was a great father, boss, brother, you name it. And I can honestly say, when he passed away at the age of, when I was 43, I never once have heard anybody say anything negative about him. And that's one of the reasons why we really wanted to keep this scholarship going and have it in an endowed scholarship, because he didn't care who you were or what you did. He treated everybody the same. When my dad graduated high school, he decided to go to the University of Wisconsin at Whitewater. Although a car accident and a draft into the Vietnam conflict caused a little bit of a bumpy road for him, he later decided to go back to college while working nights at the local General Motors factory in Janesville, Wisconsin. He became the very first graduate of the Carlson family, and certainly set the stage for my sisters and I, and the expectation was higher education was going to be the difference for us, and it certainly has been. And I have spent my entire career in higher education. My sister actually graduated from USM and stayed there at Southern Mississippi, and she just retired from the library this past year. So I can guarantee we would not have gone to college nor worked in higher education if it wasn't for my dad being the first person to attend college in our family. This year, the recipient of the endowed scholarship for my father is Antonio Abelos. He's a member of the U.S. National Guard, Army National Guard, and his goal is to become a physician. He wants to work in the intensive care unit And when he completes his associate's degree at North Shore, his plan is to go on and earn his bachelor's degree and then in microbiology, and then go to St. George University in the West Indies. Sounds like a nice place to go to college, I would guess. Antonio says that Miss Gail Haydell, as well as Miss Samoa Hempfling, have really made an impact on his time here at North Shore. They believe in him and will do anything to help him get to where he is. So I would like to ask Antonio to come join me on stage as we present him the Stuart Carlson Memorial Scholarship. And I just realized my shoe's untied, so I'll try not to trip down the stairs. Next up, I would like to ask Dr. Daniel Roberts to come provide the next scholarship recipients.
Okay. The Joe King Smith Memorial Scholarship recipient is Danita Shannon. She enjoys helping others and is looking forward to becoming a registered nurse. She says she's always wanted to be a nurse. She's looking forward to graduation this December from North Shore and will go to a bridge program for RN. Danita volunteers her time with a group called Women's on Mission that helps women who are in need. The Silky Sullivan Memorial Endowed Scholarship recipient is Davin Washington. Davin is a criminal justice major who comes from a family that supports law enforcement. His grandfather is a Vietnam War veteran, sorry, too many V's, and his father has served many roles in law enforcement at the state and federal level. Davin works at TJ Maxx while attending school, and he has earned recognition for his work, including training young employees. Now I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. Chris Broadwater.
Several years ago, the Louisiana Community and Technical College System established an endowed scholarship in the name of Dr. Walter Bumpus. And for those of you that are not familiar with him, he was one of the first presidents of the Louisiana Community and Technical College System shortly after it was created in 1998. But he didn't stay here in Louisiana long. He's now one of the foremost thought leaders nationally in higher education circles and specifically with community colleges. But the Louisiana Community and Technical College System created a scholarship in Dr. Bumpus' name because of his significant investment in Louisiana, and I'm pleased today to get to present that scholarship to a deserving young man, Ricky Rawson. Ricky is a student. Go ahead and stand up and start making your way up this way, Ricky. Ricky is an IT student at our Livingston campus and has done great work there. Chancellor's List student at the Livingston campus. Looks forward to getting the first of several credentials at the end of this year as he continues forward in pursuing his dream of eventually having the know-how so he can start his own IT business. When I ask him what he wants to do with that, he says, I want to start a business back in my hometown so that I can serve my community and create jobs for others. So this year's Walter Bumpus Scholarship recipient is Mr. Ricky Rawson. Now please help me welcome Ms. Deborah Taylor to the stage to present our next scholarship. I swear my script said Deborah Taylor, and that does not look like Deborah Taylor. Sorry.
Regretfully, Ms. Taylor had to cancel at the last minute. I'm Dwayne Lambert, the campus dean at the Sullivan campus. The Sullivan Vocational Foundation Scholarship recipient is Cole Spillman. Cole, if you'd make your way to the stage. Cole is a patient care technician who plans to go on and complete his associate's degree and become a licensed practical nurse. He says that being able to help people every day attracted him to this career. Cole volunteers at the Elizabeth Sullivan Memorial United Methodist Church and at the local food pantry. I'd like to ask Mr. Andrew Bagera to come to the stage, please.
I'm Andrew Vergara from the North Shore Mustang Club. I'm here representing North Shore Mustang Club and Banner Ford. Our Secretary, Live Vitrine, is also with us today. We are here to present a scholarship to Mr. Jacob Evans, who is an automotive technology major. He's a Dean's List student, and he's working full-time while going to school, which is quite admirable. He's not here with us today, but we will present the scholarship to him and hope that he does well with it. I personally believe in technical education. I'm a product of technical education myself, as well as Larry. It provides people an opportunity to learn and to make a living and support their families, and as well as getting a good education. So we'd like to thank Ms. Mary Slazer and Dr. Wainwright for the opportunity to do this, and congratulations to Jacob. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, I'm honored to stand here today to present this next scholarship. It's the She Means Business Scholarship. This scholarship was established to recognize women who are in STEM, health sciences, business, and college transfer pathways. She Means Business Scholarship recipient this morning is Alexandra Wood. She is a student at the Lacombe campus in the LA transfer pathway, majoring in nursing. When she completes the program, she plans to transfer to Southeastern Louisiana University to pursue her bachelor's degree in nursing to become a registered nurse. Alexandra is working while attending school in retail, where she gets to break out of her shell as being shy. And she also volunteers her time as a youth group counselor at her church. Alexandra Wood, please come to the stage. I would like to invite Beth Alford to the stage.
Good morning. My name is Beth Alford, and I'm an instructor of mathematics at North Shore Community College, and I'm privileged to be able to present this scholarship today. I'm speaking on behalf of the Page family. Caleb David Page was a North Shore Technical Community College student in the fall of 2020. He had a passion for math, and he loved Ntcc. Caleb was only one of a few students who, over my 30-plus years in education, took the time to reach out to me prior to the start of the semester to introduce himself to me and to inquire about how the class would be taught. In his own words, he liked to be extra prepared. He's similar to me. I'm going to be a little long because I like to be extra prepared. He also mentioned that I would be able to recognize him because he had an eye patch, a walking stick, and he spoke quietly because his vocal cords did not work right because he had a brain tumor. He told me not to worry, though, because he did excellent in math in high school. This was apparent to me early on, as oftentimes he was faster than me in coming up with solutions to math problems without even having to show as much work. Despite his condition, Caleb went above and beyond expectations, and he was determined to participate in every Zoom class that I offered, in-person class when we were able to be in person, video lecture that I recorded of the math lessons, and every in-class written test throughout the semester. His parents recall that he did not give up no matter what obstacles he faced, and no one worked harder for his grades than Caleb. Through his struggles, he persevered and demonstrated that even in adversity, there could be growth and character development. Caleb succumbed to his illness in December 2020 at the age of 19, only a few days after completing his final exam that he was determined to take in person. His family established the Caleb David Page Memorial Scholarship and the Caleb David Page Memorial Endowed Professorship in Mathematics in his honor. Caleb was truly an exceptional young man who impacted lives in a positive way by striving to do his best in all circumstances. His parents would like Caleb's example to be an inspiration to all students to work hard, do what you are supposed to do, and be the best you can be in all circumstances. It is my pleasure to announce the first recipient of the Caleb David Page Memorial Scholarship to Hannah Email. I can report that Hannah is also a very hard worker. Hannah chooses to sit front and center in my elementary statistics class and is dedicated to her studies. Hannah attends classes at the Lacombe campus where she is completing her associate's degree in science. Her goal is to transfer to Southeastern Louisiana University in the fall, where she will pursue a bachelor's degree in microbiology. Hannah is a Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society member and a Dean's List student. Hannah, please come and accept your award.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Finch. I'm the campus dean at the Greensburg campus, the Florida Parishes campus, and I am awarding 3 scholarships today that was awarded by the Louisiana Veterinary Medicine Association Scholarship. The first recipient is Sabrina Duncan. Sabrina is a Mount Hermon High School senior, and she will enter the Ntcc Veterinary Technology Program at the Florida Parishes campus in Greensburg in the fall. Sabrina is an honor student who holds leadership roles in Beta Club, Good Samaritans, and Student Council. Sabrina will be the first person in her family to attend college. Congratulations, Sabrina. Next is Dana Lorett. She's the mom of 3 children. She put off attending college to raise her family, working as a paraprofessional in the St. Tammany Parish school system. She says now's the time to do what she loves, and she's looking forward to working with large animals in the vet tech field. And last but not least is Carly Talley. She is an honor student at Franklinton High School, and she'll enroll in NTCC's Vet Tech program also in the fall. Carly enjoys participating in her school's 4-H program, especially the livestock show team. She has completed the LSU Ag Center's Master Goat Producer Program and raised a small herd of dairy goats as a 4-H project. Carly is looking forward to caring for animals and helping owners understand their pets' medical conditions and needs. Congratulations, Carly. I'm now asked Mr. Peter Pappas to please come to the podium.
Good morning. DXC is a company that for the past 4 years has been thoroughly committed to higher education because we see higher education as a critical influx to our talent supply chain. Over these 4 years, we've had the privilege of working with North Shore. And during those 4 years, together with North Shore, we've been able to develop the talent that's needed to meet the ever-changing world of information technology today. Through our partnership with North Shore, we are now developing tomorrow's talent today because North Shore and DXC are working together to meet that goal. I am pleased to announce the winner of the DXC Information Technology Scholarship is Colton Kluntz. Colton is an information technology major who attends classes at Lacombe campus. Once he completes his associate's degree, he plans to transfer to a university to complete his bachelor's. While at North Shore, Colton has achieved a number of industry certifications. Colton frequently coordinates and hosts information technology live streams with his peers to help them continue their education outside the classroom. So welcome Colton Kluntz, DXC winner for the scholarship. And at this time, I'd like to ask Chris Montgomery to come to the stage.
All right, good morning. Let's not get quiet now. All right, so I had the opportunity, blessed to be the project manager for DXC. So we have 3 recipients here of scholarships that we're going to announce. First, I want to call up Mr. Andrew Kendricks. Come on up. Andrew is an information technology major who attends classes at our Livingston campus. He works full-time as a lead technician at an oil change business while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Andrew says his passion for IT information technology will help him to succeed in his future field of IT. Introduce Andrew Patrick. All right, next person I have is Amanda Lewis. Miss Amanda is an information technology student who attends classes here at the Lacombe campus. She's a current Chancellor's List student who plans to graduate actually in 2023. She currently works at working on multiple certifications, including web services, cloud computing certifications, and a certified ethical hacker certification. Amanda hopes to works in cybersecurity among her graduation. Thank you. All right, lastly, we have Justin Prevost. Justin is an IT student at our Hammond campus. Justin is a Dean's List student, and he aspires in his career to be a forensics analysis. He's learned firsthand of how detriment that things can be when data is lost in criminal investigations, and so that's what's driving him to be a criminal analysis. Justin believes that the possibilities in IT are definitely endless. Justin. We have Miss Amy from North Shore Home Builder Association. I wanted to say your last name, but I was afraid.
Good morning. At the North Shore Home Builders Association, we like to say we build better homes and better communities. Our partnership with North Shore Technical Community College is one way that we build better communities, and so is our investment in Grant White. On behalf of the NHBA, and especially our charitable trustees here today, I am honored to present Grant with our 2nd annual scholarship. Grant White is a senior at Lakeshore High School, go Titans, where he has already earned industry certifications in OSHA and AutoCAD, and is a member of the powerlifting team. He looks forward to enrolling in the fall in the welding program at North Shore Technical. Congratulations, Grant. Is Mr. Ardon Frazier here? Is Ms. Hilda Hands? Oh, can you come up, please?
Okay, she told me I wasn't gonna have to say anything. But I don't think I can let this quick opportunity go by without it. Several years ago, I came to one of these breakfasts with my daughter and watched my grandson receive a scholarship from Weeks Marine. And at that time, my son-in-law said, well, why don't you do something like that? So I went home and I thought about it, and I decided that I would honor my late husband, Edward Hands, with a scholarship from this school because it has excellent teachers, it has outstanding guidance, and it has equipment, and it encourages their students. I had seen that with my grandson. My husband had been an oceanographer, and his work had been noted worldwide. So I didn't know exactly how I was going to do that in that oceanographer. So I decided the Maritime Scholarship would be what I'd do. So it's with great pleasure that I have Allison Godfrey this year. I had her last year and have gotten wonderful compliments on her outstanding work, and realize that she is on her way to a wonderful career. And I'm getting to meet Brandon Jarrell from the Air Force. It's the first time I've met him. So she's done beautifully, so I expect you to do the same thing. I don't know who's next, just whoever wants to, I guess.
Gene Haas Foundation Scholarship recipient Luke Cowart is a machine school tool student at the Hammond area campus. His career goal is to follow in his father's footsteps to become a machinist for Exxon. In his free time, Luke helps the elderly by cutting grass, and he attends Live Oak Methodist Church with his family. Luke says his instructor, Robin Mizell, is one of the best teachers and mentors he has ever had. Luke, will you come to the station? Logan Fall is also a student at the Hammond area campus. Logan is from a long line of machinists going back to his great-great-granddad. He looks forward to a career that offers many options for employment, from large plants to small machine shop. Logan says he didn't want to be in a classroom all day and chose Ntcc because it offered real-world hands-on learning. Cole Stevens is also a student at the Hammond area campus. He's working towards gaining knowledge to excel in a career as a machinist. Cole is already employed in the field and looks forward to completing his associate's degree. Cole also thanks NTC instructor Robin Mizell for the opportunity to learn what is needed to excel in his career. Lucas Yargrow was drawn to machine tool program during a visit to Ntcc and decided to enroll in the program. Since starting the program, he has decided that he would also like to complete the CNC class and learn welding as well. Lucas hopes to one day own his own shop.
My goodness. Good morning. My name is Tim Weckworth. I'm part of the management group with the dredging division for Weeks Marine, and this morning I'm joined by Jessica Wilborn, who is our HR manager for the dredging division. Once again, we have the privilege and honor of representing our company with this very special morning, and want to thank each and every one of you for allowing us to be here. Weeks joined our journey with Ntcc back in 2015 when the maritime program was in its infancy, and the Lacombe campus was just a grand vision of Ntcc's leadership, who were committed to providing best-in-class education and quality workforce training that would create career opportunities for their students. It was that vision and commitment of the school's leadership that we found to be so exciting, namely because Weeks Marine's founders and current owners have always had the same vision and commitment to be best in class in our industries and also to serve and create long-term career opportunities for our employees. From our humble beginning in 1919 as a Weeks Marine stevedoring company with just 2 small floating cranes operating in the Port of New York and a small handful of employees, 103 years later, we now own and operate a very diverse and growing portfolio of specialized marine and land-based equipment that is managed, maintained, and operated by over 2,000 employees in a variety of skilled craft and professional positions. As we continue to grow, our current operational footprint includes Guam, Panama, Canada, and the entire coastline of the United States. Someone once said, if you want to touch the past, touch a rock. If you want to touch the present, touch a flower. If you want to touch the future, touch a life. That quote rings forever true with respect to the Weeks owners and their commitment to touch a life, which they have shown with their financial support of educational opportunities here at North Shore Tech and the creation of 5 endowed scholarships that will be presented today. As we embark on our 2nd century of business, we know these endowed scholarships will touch the lives of many present and future students, and we look forward to a continued partnership with Ntcc for many years to come. Jessica will now present each scholarship.
The first scholarship recipient is Tony Alexander. Tony is receiving the Richard Weeks Scholarship and is a maritime major. Tony graduated from John Curtis High School, where he was the captain of the football team, leading them to 2 national championships. Tony is the first in his family to attend college, and his career goal is to work on the river, possibly as a riverboat pilot. The second recipient is Samuel Connerly. Samuel is the recipient of the Weeks Marine Endowed Scholarship in Welding and is a welding major at Ntcc's Hammond campus. After graduating from Macomb High School in 1999, Samuel enlisted in the Navy and has over 15 years of experience leading sailors in and out of battle and deployments. He volunteers as a coach and mentors for a youth football league. Samuel looks forward to a career in the maritime industry. This third recipient, Samuel Smalley, is a self-made man who is always seeking to advance. He chose North Shore Technical because it offers a straight path to achieve his goals. He's working towards his associate's degree in electrical technology at the Hammond campus and is already working in the field and has earned a leadership position with a company vehicle and a company card. Our fourth recipient of the inaugural Weeks Marine Scholarship for Fourth Generation Scholars is Haley Metters. Haley is a student in the welding program at the Hammond area campus and inspired to study welding by her older brother, who is also a welder. In addition to earning the experience and credentials to be a welding inspector, Haley would like to explore the artistic side of welding by creating sculptures. Our final recipient is Grant White, and he's receiving the Weeks Marine Scholarship and Construction Pathways. Grant was also awarded the North Shore Home Builders Association Scholarship and Construction Pathways. Grant is a Lakeshore High School senior who looks forward to a career in welding. And our next presenter is Mr. Jim Ryan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim Ryan, and this is unexpected. I did not expect to present this, so I'd just like to say that I'm honored to be here. I look upon this group of people, and I always say to my grandchildren, it's just not about making a living, and it's not about making a life, it's about making a difference. And I believe that this group of people is making a difference. So I am very honored to present this scholarship, which is in memory of my son, Jimmy Ryan IV. He was an electrician, and I was telling the people at the table that he had a successful business, but his business was all about his daughter and his hobbies. He loved to fish, he loved to hunt, and he'd make enough money to go do the things he liked doing. So although he passed at 44 years old, I said in terms of leisure time, he was about 95. So we're happy to present this scholarship to Corey Travis.
Good morning. My name is Amy Puerto. I'm an optometrist at Louisiana Family Eye Care, and I proudly serve as the president-elect of the Junior League of Greater Covington. It's my honor today, on behalf of our Junior League and Community Vice President Susan Lenore, to present our inaugural Ntcc Junior League of Greater Covington Scholarship. The Junior League is a nonprofit of dedicated volunteer women actively engaged in community service focused on health literacy, philanthropy, and advancing women's leadership. For any women in the audience today thinking that is something you may be interested in, we gladly welcome you. As an organization, the Junior League recognizes the financial burden non-traditional students face to obtain the degrees and certificates needed to advance their careers. Starting with this scholarship, it's our hope to help alleviate some of that financial impact. Now, I'm excited to introduce to you this morning the first ever Junior League of Greater Covington Scholarship recipient, Laura Lindsay Williams. Lindsay is a practical nursing student at the Lacombe campus. The mother of 4 children, she's balancing her education with the needs and schedules of her busy family. In developing this scholarship, one of the criteria was for the recipient to have a strong history of volunteerism, which is at the foundation of the Junior League's mission. In knowing that, the scholarship committee found an outstanding recipient in Lindsay, who has volunteered countless hours with numerous agencies focused on serving children, the elderly, and those facing incarceration. Uniquely, Lindsay has even volunteered with our sister league, the Junior League of Jackson, Mississippi. Together again, please join me in congratulating Lindsay as she comes to the stage. The Junior League looks forward to continuing and growing its scholarship commitment to NTCC for years to come. With that said, I would now like to ask Ms. Beth Alford to again come to the podium.
Good morning. I'm not Beth Alford. I'm Dr. Paul Donaldson. I'm the Associate Provost of Academics and Transfer Pathways at the college. I'm excited to be able to announce our first Gator Gears Scholarship of the day. So you may have heard earlier about our internal giving campaign. These scholarships are funded directly through giving by our NTCC faculty and staff. Each year, proceeds from that campaign fund goes towards students at each of our campus locations. Our first Gator Give scholarship is to a student who is pursuing a transfer pathway to North Oak School of Radiology and is hoping to transfer there upon completion of taking her prereqs at North Shore Tech. Ms. Charlene Locke is a proud mom of 2 adult sons, and she returned to school over 20 years after graduating high school. She's excited about the prospect of financial stability and the ability to go anywhere in the U.S. to find a job that she enjoys. Ms. Charlene?
Hello again. I realized when I was here the first time I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Owen Smith. I'm the Dean of our Lacombe campus. This next scholarship recipient is Mallory Martin, who is a graduate of North Shore High School, where she was a leader in the junior ROTC. Mallory is pursuing her associate's degree in criminal justice at the Lacombe campus. And she is inspired by her father, who is a police officer, to study criminal justice. She says her dad is her biggest role model, and she's glad to be able to share his interests. After this semester, Mallory will begin an internship with the Slidell Police Department doing crime scene investigation. Another woman in STEM. Mallory, please come to the stage.
Hello again. I am giving the Gators Give Scholarship to the Florida Parish's campus recipient, and that is Miss Saber Johnson. Come on up, Saber. Saber is a patient care tech major, and she will be completing her program this summer. She was inspired to enter the healthcare field after taking care of her great-grandmother when she was young. The PCT program includes completing certified nurse assistant, courses in EKG, and phlebotomy. Saber is the mom of a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old. Congratulations, Saber. At this time, we want Dean Sandy Yeager from the Hammond area campus to come to the podium.
Good morning. My name is Sandy Yeager. I am the Dean of the Hammond area campus, and today I am presenting the Gators Give Scholarship to our Hammond student, Tina Nuzzo. Tina returned to college at the age of 61 after a career in the insurance business. She is a cancer survivor who plans to earn her RN and become a travel nurse. Tina supports the Wounded Warrior Project and the Shamrock Sprint and Kelly's Kicking Cancer. And now I'd like to ask Dr. Lizette Leader to come to the podium.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Lizette Luviere Leader, and as Dean of the Ntcc Livingston campus, it is with great pleasure that I get to recognize the Gators Give Scholarship recipient, Aisha Wright. Aisha was passionate about becoming an educator even before she was asked about her career goals when she was in high school. She is working to finish each semester with honors and then transfer to Southeastern Louisiana University to complete her bachelor's degree upon graduation from North Shore Technical Community College. Aisha is a member of the U.S. Army National Guard. She has run marathons and is a member of her church choir. Joining Aisha today is her grandmother, Miss Linda, and her Ntcc instructor, Miss McCord. Aisha wishes to thank them for their support during her journey. I'd like to ask Mr. Eric Baldwin to come to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Leader. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I'm Eric Baldwin. I serve as the Director of Work at U Adult Education here at North Shore Technical Community College. I am very happy to announce that Mr. Gary Andrews is the recipient of the Gators Give Scholarship for Adult Education and Work Ready U. Mr. Gary Andrews, his teacher, Ms. Monica Harrelson, has said about him has strong leadership skills, determination, and a willingness to learn. He encouraged other learners in class, and he's a proud father of a daughter. He's currently the sales director for the Key Marketing, and this fall, Mr. Andrews will be enrolling in the Business Office Technology program here at North Shore Technical Community College. Congratulations, Mr. Andrews. I would like to ask Mr. Andrew Vergara to please return to the podium.
Hello again. I'm Andrew Vergara from the North Shore Mustang Club. And on behalf of the North Shore Mustang Club and Banner Ford, we'd like to present a scholarship to Mr. Jacob Evans in automotive technology. He's an automotive technology major at the Hammond area campus, and he's a Dean's List student. His grades are as good as they could be. He plans to complete his associate's degree in Ntcc, and he also works full-time while raising a family. Jacob says one day he might pursue a mechanical engineering degree, so he might design as well as repair engines. So please welcome Mr. Jacob Evans.
What an incredible morning. What a way to start. I know our Easter break ahead of us. I want to thank so many of you for being with us as I present our final scholarship of the day. Following that presentation, I'll provide a few closing remarks. Before I present the scholarship, it's actually in memory of my mother, Patsy Wainwright. My mother was very young and she stopped out of high school, and at a later age she earned her GED. And after earning her GED at age 22, she was diagnosed with an aggressive breast cancer. She valiantly fought cancer and lost her battle at age 32. Those who know me know that I often share the story that not for her, not for the work that she had done, but I mean the tremendous example she set for my family. I hold a PhD today only because she earned a GED. And that's the power of education. It's transformational. And I can tell you, I often tell folks, her 3 letters are so much more important to our family than the 3 I've earned. And so it truly set a foundation. And so my beautiful wife with me today, Misty, and my father, Charlie, decided to set a scholarship in my mother's name. And to qualify for it, you need to be a HiSET graduate and enrolled at North Shore. And we are deeply honored today to award the Patsy Wainwright Memorial Scholarship to Miss Kelly Shoemake, who's always wanted to go into the medical field with the hopes of working with children. Her love of children is evident as she is the mother of 6 of her own, including Cadence, who's here with her today. Cadence, could you please stand and wave so we can see you? Kelly is completing her prerequisites to enter the practical nursing program. She is a Chancellor's List student, and her goal is to become a licensed professional nurse and work in a pediatric clinic or a pediatric floor of a hospital. Now, Kelly, and to a lot of the other scholarship recipients in nursing today, I need to warn you, there are a lot of healthcare providers here today, and so they may want to stop you on the way out, so take full advantage of that opportunity. So with that, please join me in congratulating Kelly. As we close, I want to again thank all of our scholarship recipients. Thank you for choosing North Shore Technical Community College, investing your time with us to build your future. We are deeply proud of each and every one of you. You have earned this. We can't wait to watch you grow. Can't wait to have you come back as alumni and tell your story. To our donors, whether our private donors or our industry partners, you are leading by example. You are truly engaging at the highest level with our college. We're truly grateful for that. If you know of any others who have been inspired by today or you believe could be a tremendous asset to us, whether it's through financial support, whether it's through engagement and advisory, curriculum input, please know we truly value that. We do have a barcode on the back of your program. Don't hesitate to hit that. We can provide you with more information on it. Thank you for sharing your Thursday morning with us. Before I conclude, I want to ask all scholarship recipients at the conclusion to please come to the stage, and we're going to do a large scholarship group photo. So again, thank you all today. Have a blessed Easter season and have a great weekend. Bye.